What's good, y'all? It's the Demouchet REACT, and we're back with another video. Who we got today, C?
Today we're back with another American reaction. So excited about this video. If you're new to us
and we're new to you,
make sure you scroll down,
hit that subscribe button,
and turn on the post notification bell
because we're on the road to 200K.
And we cannot get there without you guys, alright? Join the family. Without further ado, let's get into the video.
Let's get it.
Americans who've been to or traveled to Europe, what's something Europe has changed in your mind that now you can't let go?
Just the way that people talk here in America, so loud, so shiny. And the way they think it's better to have a big smile on their face than to have their natural facial expression. People in Vienna don't tolerate that.
That's crazy.
I spent 7 weeks in Iceland.
Wait a minute. Hold up. Wait a minute.
I put a big smile on my face when she said that.
Yes, I mean, it's nice to see positivity.
It
smile.
Brings happiness.
You know, I'm a person who have a natural mug face. So when people see me out in public, they think I'm mean. They think, you know, standoffish, which is good. Yes, please stay away if you don't know me. Please. Because, you know, sometimes people mistake me for a child.
I heard
sometimes
that.
Because of my height. So there is nothing wrong with me putting a smile on my face, because if I didn't have a smile on my face, y'all would think something wrong with me on this camera.
Nah, real talk. They would have been talking about it. I think, though, as well with all of that, you can say that if a person is smiling at you, they are welcoming. You know what I'm saying? They're letting you know that, you know, and I'm not talking about that creepy smile, like that weird big teeth, like just right there in your face, smiling the whole time of the conversation.
Yeah, don't do that.
That's awkward. But it's a welcoming, you know what I mean, the smile and everything. Now, if y'all really buddy, you ain't gonna get all of that smiling 24/7. You get to see personality that can be performed as jokes and this, that, a third, and the other. But that's just getting to know a person. But I feel I wouldn't approach a person who have like that old strong look all the time and they look like they ready to, you know, just don't want to be bothered, basically.
Ready for doomsday.
Basically.
And I learned that according to Icelandic politics, Bernie Sanders is considered far right.
Okay, so I only found out about this recently, and it kind of blew my mind. But I watched a TikTok of a lady who worked on a farm, and she basically went on to say, like grocery stores and stuff like that hold auctions. And in these auctions, they sell off near expired or expired food stock that they can't sell to us and we're not going to buy or eat. And they sell it to farmers. And farmers use it to feed their livestock. So what that basically means is the same processed garbage that we eat from grocery stores every day is being fed to livestock to keep them sustained with, you know, a few pieces of carrot and apple chopped up into it. Like, there were Ritz crackers in this trough of food that they were gonna Ritz crackers, bro.
I am so glad you asked.
What's wrong with that though? Because let's paint the picture here. We're talking about food nearly expired, and you're giving it to your animals so they can still, you know, on what performance I say, healthy. They're not giving it to us to eat because it's damn near expired.
We're gonna pick it up, be like,
okay, I don't want that anymore. Right. So they want everybody to eat fresh food. Now pigs, they eat anything. I don't care how much mold you put on it. They're gonna eat it.
And then,
but then you know what I'm saying? It's like I don't think nobody. Are we following each other with this? Because it's like, what was the problem with that?
I don't know. Y'all let us know.
Okay.
Healthcare. And I'm not referring to universal health care, although that is a great perk. I am talking about the level or standard of care that you receive as a patient. For example, I sprained my wrist while snowboarding. And although there was a language barrier, they x-rayed, splinted, wrapped, dressed, did everything that they could to make sure that my wrist was going to heal properly. And went into detail about what was happening to my body and how I could aid my body in its healing process. Again, language barrier, but they really did try. When I broke these same wrists in the United States a few years later, I was told to ice, elevate, and it would be in a cast for 6 to 7 weeks. I was only in it for 5 weeks, though. Then, when I got my cast off, I was very likely going to need physical therapy for my mobility. However, I was told by the PA that I won't need physical therapy because my wrist can bend enough.
Living in Europe for the last couple of years has taught me more than anything that the propaganda surrounding the United States...
But hold on, let's talk about this.
I've been in the cast before, so...
I want to talk about the level of care that you receive.
Yeah.
That's why you need to do research, re-reviews on doctors, re-reviews on the hospitals that they are in partnerships with. Do research. Because going from once being on government health care to going to private health care, two different. First of all, you get treated way better when you're paying for your own health care.
Right.
But when you really research the doctors that you're going to, game changer.
Yeah.
Holistic medicine is my favorite, but game changer.
That's why I feel like we are like at some point too trustworthy. We see a doctor, we see a hospital, we running in it. You know what I'm saying? And we expecting, but a lot of times everything has a level of review to it. You gotta understand who you finna give your time to and what type of service you're supposed to get back. And oftentimes you will be waiting in the waiting room, or you won't be get put in the cast. They're gonna tell you to dip, or this, then the third. Here, I'm gonna sign your prescription. Go down to your CVS and get some ibuprofen. They'll get you right. You know what I'm saying? So you just gotta know a little too about things.
You really do. And then I don't want to go too deep into
our health care.
But reviews. Don't just choose a doctor because your friend went to the doctor. No. Research.
The reviews count.
States being the best country on earth does one of two things. It either makes you complacent in being taken advantage of by the oligarchs, or it villainizes you for speaking out against your exploitation. But walking around saying you're the best country on earth does nothing to improve the country itself. But saying that you're the best country on earth really helps keep those who are in power, and those voices who are suppressed continue to be suppressed.
Well, I won't go bankrupt if I get sick in Europe, and I won't be poisoned by that country's food supply. I won't be subjected to laws and policies that harm marginalized groups. I won't live under a rapidly deteriorating political environment that's slowly stripping away your personal freedoms and rights. I won't be force-fed somebody else's religious beliefs when I may think something differently. I can actually walk outside and breathe clean air. I can see people having access to free education, so they're a smarter society, a healthier society. And finally, I can feel like I'm part of something bigger, like being in a community where people actually give a shit about one another.
I like that. What shit?
A lot of people are going to say the food, and you're not wrong, because America's food is so much more processed. It takes like 2 months for your stomach to actually acclimate back to all of that. So for the first 2 months, you're going to probably be sick. But something I really realized after talking to a lot of people from Europe is that, unlike Americans, their job isn't like their main source of pride. In America, we tend to really like boast about how many hours we're putting into the grind of our job. Whereas in Europe, they don't really tend to do that. Not to say that they're not proud of what they do for work, but they tend to have a lot of different things that they're more proud of than how long they work and where they work for so long. I'm not saying that culture is not shifting, especially with millennials and Gen Z and Alpha. But it's definitely something I noticed and definitely something I wanted to change.
I think that's in a neck of the woods of prioritizing things. We don't have a choice, most of us. You know what I'm saying? We have to work 2 to 3 jobs most of the times. And when it comes to that, that's the base conversation because you prioritize that. So if somebody be like, hey, you want to go for a drink? You want to go chill? Got a little party at the spot? You want to come through? To be like, I work in the morning, G. I can't. And then they kind of boost about it. It's like, oh, I might be getting I got to meet with the next manager because I'm working for this next position as well. I get what she's saying, though.
Yeah.
We need more time off where we can have more experiences so we can prioritize different things in our lives like family, peace of mind, rest, and things like that. So
yeah, and we kind of talked about this on our How YouTube Changed Our Life video on the Family Channel. We was tired of that. We was tired of not being able to be together as a married couple, not being able to be together with our children. We made the change that we wanted to see, and I commend people who choose to go out of the country to make the life that they want to live. Nothing wrong with that. But it's gonna take enough people here to get fed up with the job system, the work system.
Yeah.
For it to change.
Yeah, that is 100%.
Like we have accepted a lot of things and nothing's changing.
The fact that I quite literally need an insurance for everything. Where I live. So for those of you who don't know, I am a U.S. American, originally from Atlanta, Georgia, and I now live in the Nuremberg area in Bavaria, Germany. I had no idea that certain types of insurances in other parts of the world existed. In the United States, I guarantee you, more people have car insurance than have health insurance. And here, I've got health insurance, car insurance, personal liability insurance as a self-employed individual, legal insurance, Legal insurance as a self-employed individual.
No.
Accident insurance. I'm no longer able to work insurance. Retirement insurance. Private retirement insurance.
Really?
Almost forgot about dental. Homeowners insurance. What should I insure next?
We always talk shit about the States. Someone who's American, you are always seeing like the cons about being an American and living in the States. But one thing that I learned that was like, of all the good things, and I felt lucky to be living in the States, was from Italy. I lived in Italy for about 6 months. And I have realized that as a young person, if you have the spirit of an entrepreneur and you're not 50 years old, it is so hard for you to get the resources and the credibility to just do it. Additionally, it's not as easy to fail and just open another startup the way it is here in California and Silicon Valley. And that, like, learning from failure came from the States. So it made me realize I feel really lucky to be a young person who has aspirations and who has an American passport.
Wow.
The main about that.
She's okay. I like that mindset. Yeah, she did.
Because she spoke right to us.
You know, I feel like we're in a season, and not even a season. I feel like this is how it's always been. We glorify to a certain point of failing. You know what I'm saying? So where it's like, oh, we're gonna fail, but at the same time, it's not because we didn't try hard enough. It's because that was something that we missed and we didn't understand. So we got to go back and repeat the process so we can learn it. And then in the process of learning, it builds character. You know what I'm saying? It builds insight. It builds the motivation to keep going. It builds so much more things. And then in the process of that as well, you get to lend a hand to the next brother or sister who's battling with that same experience.
Right.
So, you know, failure has always helped people, you know, bounce back and be 10 times harder and tougher in experiences.
Okay, so that makes me question, do you all not promote young entrepreneurship, or are you all like, you wait until after you get a certain age in your career, so many job experience, until you take that leap of faith? Because, I mean, if that's one of the things that
here
would keep us here, you know, because that's our life. That has been our life for almost a decade. You know, so I don't know.
Like, what drives entrepreneurship?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What makes you want to... Because like she said, you learn so much more when you have that spirit as an entrepreneur. Yeah. You really get those packages that's around here for you, that's available, that a lot of people don't get. Because they're just they're driven down a path of, you know, corporate. You know what I'm saying? Which is nothing wrong with that, but you're focusing more on position. Entrepreneurship, you got to go out. There's nothing wrong with that. But entrepreneurship, you have to go out there and just keep trying different things, different ways, and see what works out for you.
Yeah. I don't know. Okay, so people from other places in the world, let us know, like, how is entrepreneurship where you are? Like, do y'all have, we have, what is it called? Small business associations in every city that we have ever lived in, you know, so let us know. How is it there?
That's thing that has that opened my eyes when I went to Europe, and this was when I was a teenager. I went to France. I've been to France twice, and I've been to England, and I've been to Austria. The main thing that I noticed was the food. Even though that food is super rich, I still lost weight because there aren't the additives that we add in our food are banned over there. So even if you eat more than you would have ever eaten over here, over there, you still will lose weight because a lot of their food isn't modified. And on top of that, how they price their food is different. Like, it's the opposite of what we do over here. So that was a big eye-opener for me in particular.
I got tagged in this several times, so here we go. For context, I am from Texas, but I live in Germany. So we live in the country. Like, I'm a country gal now. Very tiny village. Lots of livestock, cornfields, like country. And anyways, there are...
Yeah, is this the girl? Yeah, she cut her hair. Is this her? She looks so familiar. She said Germany, so this gotta be her.
Trails everywhere. We can walk out of our house, and there are trails in every direction for miles. You can just hop on a trail and bike and walk to the next town. A lot of these trails go through people's property. It's their farmland, like they own it and I'm walking through it. When we first got here, there were so many times where I thought, okay, I'm not supposed to be here and I'm going to get SHOT. Because if you're walking through or stumble upon somebody's property in Texas, you better be careful. Here, that is completely normal, and it took me a solid year to get used to. And not very many people own guns, so...
Uh-oh, she about to cut up. I already know it. Let's do the windows.
Oh, she in Germany?
Yeah, that's Germany windows right there. That's Germany windows, 100%.
Fresh air.
So my answer is security. You feel so much safer in Switzerland. I live in Switzerland. I've been here about almost 7 years this year, and we just don't have the same security concerns. My 4-year-old walks to preschool by himself. He knows how to cross the street and everything. You don't have kids getting yelled, like snatched up. And my example was going to be that people literally leave their strollers outside of stores, and there's a stroller behind me that was parked there while the parent went in to buy baked goods.
Yeah, that part. I feel like that is something a lot of people in America would have to unlearn. The security of having to, supervise your child so hard.
Okay.
Bro, like, if you let your 4-year-old walk to school...
See, this is the thing.
Leaving the strollers while you take a run? Or go inside... I'm sorry, maybe so much go inside of a building to go get a drink. We're not doing that. I've never seen that. Like, if you... Okay, we all know if you do that here, 9 times out of 10, somebody picking the baby up and saying, oh my God, you're lost.
And they call it CPS.
And they calling somebody.
But this is my thing. If I was living in a place, Switzerland or anywhere else where that was the norm, I don't have a problem with my children walking to school by themselves. I walked to school by myself since I was in elementary. Right. I don't care about that. But
and you can add bus stops as well.
Yeah, and
bus stops wasn't in front of the house. You literally got to walk like a block to go to the stop.
But my thing is, what's wrong with taking my baby in the store with me? I understand, okay, the stroller might be bulky, but I would take my child out. And it's not from thinking somebody would come take my child. It's just, that's my baby. I'm not leaving my baby. If I took my baby out the house, me and my baby going in the store.
Yeah.
So that's not something that I would have to unlearn. I want my baby with me.
Right. What I say unlearn because it's normal to separate whenever you in a different country. But here it's like, we're not doing that. It's like, there's no real reason to want to say, other than things that can dramatically happen that will make you regret your reason for leaving your child behind. But the reality of it is we're just wired to keep our children with us at all times. Right. I've seen a video where this lady was speaking about, not in America, she was outside the country, but she went to get a drink and she was inside the building. The baby was outside the window. Outside, next to the window. And I'm like,
yeah, I saw that one.
Why not just bring the baby inside? And I'm just questioning it because it's our concerns to understand the mindset of it, So.
Yeah, like we understand the different, laws, but it's just, if me and my child both came out of the house, we're going to the store together.
I mean, as of today, if y'all see a vlog, there's most likely our child involved in it. Like, even if we're out going about doing anything, y'all going to see us with our children because we want them to have the utmost experience. Yes, sir.
That's what people do here. And my list could go on. Safety, security, cleanliness, education, geography. It's a long list. I mean, I definitely want to move back to the U.S. one day, but with kids, it definitely feels better in Europe, right?
I could write a novel about my experiences, but I'm going to talk about one specifically. I went to Finland back in December and decided to take the bus across town. I was horrified when I saw these very, very small children get on the bus completely by themselves. They were probably like 7 and 5 years old. My first thought was they're lost, they lost their parents, they're in danger, they need help, but they were totally fine. They were carrying sleds, they were laughing, they were joking around, and then they got off the bus. And it's because Finland is one of the safest countries in the world. Parents there are not worried about their children getting kidnapped or anything bad happening to them, really, because it's very rare. I know a parent in the state of New York who got charged with child abuse for letting their 10-year-old kid ride the New York City subway by themselves. Meanwhile, me as a black woman, if I decide to have a child, obviously they're going to be black. There's going to come a day where I have to explain to them that it's not okay for them to sit outside and play with their toys because they could get shot by the police. That's the U.S. for you.
Yep. And y'all know we talk about black issues on the channel all the time, so we don't even need to dig into that. I just know, I remember growing up in New Orleans, I walked to school by myself. I caught the city bus by myself. I don't know when it changed, like the laws with children being able to do stuff, because we wouldn't be able to do nearly half the things I did back in the day, growing up in a big city like that.
I rode the bike to school, man. Especially having football practice. You know what I'm saying? And it was a good distance.
Yeah.
Walking to the school bus stop by myself, and then it's night. You know, we got daylight savings, so by the time we get out there, it's still pitch black. I'm all for children just remaining innocent and having those experiences without those outside troubles coming into their life and interfering with their, you know, their upbringing, because then that's how trauma, you know, presents itself. And 9 times out of 10, out of 1%, they live with that. You know what I'm saying? They don't have no one to help them calm that down. They gotta live with that experience, and it goes down to the next child when they become an adult. So I'm all for children just remaining innocent and having those experiences. So if they're getting on bus and they're able to have fun, laugh, let them experience that.
Yeah. I don't know when that changed. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I remember, I don't want to bring that one up. I don't know. I don't know. But, I don't know.
Even walking to the park. Yeah. Like at one point, you know, we 90s babies, so we had those experiences. Like we was distance walkers. We was gone. Like, hey, we get to go. Coke up later. She about 2 blocks. You gonna give me a Coke cup? As long as we finna go do it.
Yeah, as long as we back before the street lights come on.
Yes, sir.
And thinking about the street lights, that's a history within itself. That we
I don't think they even do that no more.
Oh, I don't know.
Let us know. Street lights to the thing.
Yeah. All right, y'all. We hope you guys enjoyed this video with us. Be sure to subscribe. We'll see you soon. Peace.